Okay, so I'm live. So part of my research is actually I'm working on doing like medical like ultrasound imaging, and lately I've been trying to work on this OpenGL beamforming uh, program. Basically, when you do like an ultrasound image, you get back this raw RF data, which is just like time decimated. So you get back some you send out like an ultrasound beam, and then your ultrasound probe detects like a time varying RF signal, which you decimate into like you sample into a bunch of discrete time samples, and then you do that for depending on the number of elements you have in your you do it for all of the elements in your ultrasound transducer. So most of the ones they just use in industry right now, in like hospitals and stuff, are 2D ultrasound probes. But there's exists something called like a matrix ultrasound probe, but they're kind of weird. Our lab has something that we call like row column ultrasound probe ultrasound arrays, um, which basically gives us a 2D array of ultrasound transducers without having to deal with like the complexity of a typical I should get chat open here without having to deal with the complexity of like a typical typical ultrasound yeah, typical matrix ultrasound system is like really complex, and you know if you can have like a row column readout, it's much simpler. So anyways, so our lab's working on we have tons of these things that just do tons of cool stuff, but thus far we've had like fairly slow crappy beamforming, which just takes hours upon hours to do, and there's no reason why you couldn't do it in a GPU at like 1,000 frames a second. Though I should say that we're beamforming 3D volumes and not 2D images, so there's still a limit, but you know, 1,000 times a second should be fine, pretty easy. Besides any sort of memory bottlenecks. So, anyways, got like this script working. I'm just gonna try to revert to a state where I can just draw some arbitrary data that's not the raw data that I was uploading earlier. So I'm using like a compute shader to do that, and I will let's switch this around. So compute shader. Well, anyways, I have some weird stuff that's being drawn in the compute shader. All of this, oops. I'll just comment this all out. And then let me see here. So right now, maybe I should switch that back just temporarily to the that will just get compiled out. Maybe I should switch back temporarily to the color. Well, I don't really need the color image, to be honest. That's fine. I don't really want to do that. But I will, well, it doesn't matter either. So what I want to do right now is when you get like an ultrasound image, when you beamform the data, you have like all this data that's all random magnitudes. And usually you want to normalize it to like a log dB scale. So that's what I'm going to be doing right now. I just need to make some arbitrary fake data that I can blow up out of range, and then so like down here, what I'll do is do a value plus equals vec3 vec4 whatever. Anyways, if I just add one, and it'll be out of range, but I'll comment that out for now to make sure this drawing thing is working. So let me just see here. This thing isn't gonna work if I do it this way, so I only have a single color image, so I can't pop that out. I have to use just some like arbitrary grayscale magnitudes. And then 3 is fine. That other value doesn't really matter. So this is looking reasonable. Don't think there's any issues up here with these shaders right now. So if I rebuild this, oops, and get some errors because I'm silly. Oh, never mind. Those are all just unused. So let us comment that out with an if 0. Shut that up. And set buffered texture. Yeah, I'm not using that one either. Actually, don't think I should be calling that. Well, oh well, it'll just crash if I do that, but that's when the program's over anyway, so I don't care too much about that crashing. Comment out that. And back up here, close this, check this. Okay. So if I try this again, also before I just drop a ton of frames doing that, I should probably limit this to a reasonable. Wait, that's not right. Oh, sorry, that disables VSync. I want to enable VSync. Yeah. And make sure. No, I didn't actually test it, so I have no idea if I can just do this while I'm streaming. I just lower this for now to like 64 by 64 by 64. It should be more better, maybe. Okay, that looks fine. I do need to fix the fragment shader. So, do that. The fragment shader right now is that doesn't look right though. So, let me comment this one out. It's not just like the blue that I mean that doesn't look right. It's the rest of this stuff. I will have to check and see what the problem is in the compute shader here. So, image size of the output image. Invocation ID, that looks fine. I'm not sure if I had like a different size to begin with. Well, this is not, well, that's not really a problem though, so I don't see that. Oops, I don't see that being the issue here. So let us do a debug. Comment out this nonsense for now, and I will do a if coordinate.x is greater than minus typing skill and coordinate.x is less than 0.3. So this should give like a strip down the center of the screen. Which it is not. I'd have to look at my diff here to see what I actually changed. So let's go to the shader. Shader, please. Not this. Nope. Use your brain. This is all fine. X coordinate the RGBA, but there's only the one color, so that's fine. The texture has only got one color now, the way I've allocated it on the GPU. Hello there, ein Pixelfelder. So out image, sampler, buffer, which I'm not using. Got these axes, that's correct. That's fine. Well, I'm just trying to redraw. I had like, basically what I work on is like, for my research is ultrasound imaging. I'm not going to show any like real ultrasound data today, but what I want to do is I'm doing like some beamforming in the compute shader, and I need to normalize it once it's just completed. So I'm going to do that part, but I need to get something reasonable drawing in the compute shader first. So I just need to debug this code that I have changed since then. So that stuff doesn't do anything. So have to do a git show. So this is all fine. Not using any of that. Not using this. Shader PID. This should all be fine. There's no RF data being sent. None of that. This is fine. Oh, you know what? Actually, it's not fine. I'm not setting up the texture. I commented that part of the code out because I was forgetting what I was doing. So, yeah, not this file. Main.c. Set GPU texture data. Need that part. So I need to open OpenGL and uncomment that function. That function is what I need to be calling. Init and set buffered texture. I'm not calling that function, right? Yeah, okay, that's fine. Unused function. Set GPU image data. What? Oh, I didn't write the main. I need to modify that script to write all instead of just write a single file. Okay. So now if we close this and reopen it. Okay, so that's the script I wanted to see. So now if we go back to the shader, we can modify this back to this other weird drawing code. Yeah, so just some weird ball shape that I can rotate. Um, so typically like uh you don't like color it. It's an ultrasound image would just be like grayscale. So I only have like one color channel, which I'm choosing to make red right now. I could make it a different color um, by doing some weird calculation in the shader, in the fragment shader. But um, what I need to do now is, so now I have something reasonable drawing, I can do this and see, basically this should like blow it outside the range. So if you use like floats for your color, I think the maximum is 1. So if I just add 1, everything's going to be out of range. And we have to correct that by normalizing it. So yeah, um, exactly. Oops. But I only want to do that on the, only want to do that in the part of the texture that is just set, not in the whole texture. So this is like really, really rough code, but that's okay because I'm just going to delete most of this. So yeah, so now you can't see those lines anymore. So we have to normalize the, we'll have to normalize this so that we can see that again. Which we will do, which I'm going to do in the fragment shader. But to do that, I need to know what the maximum value is. So I haven't figured out a good way of just doing this yet, besides the crappy, um, kind of like unga bunga, whatever you want to call it, way where you loop through the full texture data um, and find the maximum value and then store it somehow. So that is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do it in the compute shader in a really weird way. I'm gonna make a new uniform here called stage 2. No, use stage 2, which is 0 by default. And then uh, if stage 2, if you stage 2, we'll do this calculation. Else, I need to add some of these guys. I will do that calculation and do the image store. Otherwise, we need to do some really dumb thing here called float max is equal to 0, and then for int I equals 0, I less than size dot x. I don't know why this is a well, probably because of this reason. Probably it's gonna complain at me for if not stage 2. I thought the default would have been false, but we will specify that. Why does that? What is going on with that? Why is that not working? Is it the UVec? But that doesn't make sense because that is, yeah, but that doesn't even make sense. I need that to be a uint, so I'll just have to do this here. Vec3. So that is that one. Now let's start writing this stupid thing. So for size x, I plus plus. And just right now, this is going to run in every shader invocation, which is really dumb, but that's what I'm going to do for now. Because the other thing I would have to do is like make a second different shader that just goes and finds the maximum value. I don't want to have to copy this texture out of the GPU to normalize it, so that is why I'm doing this. And finally, the third inner boomer loop. The shader does not like this, but it will have to suck it up. A plus plus. And then in here, if image, what's the function called? It's like image read or something. OpenGL docs. Image load. If image load, I only care about like the first value, but okay, let's just do the vec4 because that's what it returns for some reason, even if your image is only has one dimension. That's weird, but actually I don't need that. I can do so if image load u out image ivec3 I j k dot, well, this is kind of ugly, so let the GPU do its optimization. Dot r is greater than max. Max equals, I guess I shouldn't do this like this. If load test equals that, if test greater than max, max equals a test. And then that will find us the max value, and then if if the texel coordinate, if the texel coordinate, so I'm just gonna do like a magic number here, it doesn't matter because these are all gonna find exactly the same value for the maximum. I only want one of them to store it. So if texel coordinate is equal to ivec3, completely doesn't matter which values you choose as long as they're in range. So if you're the 0th one, I need to store somewhere, probably in a uniform. Let me see. Sending a variable from compute shader to fragment shader. So there's like Yeah, no. None of these are what I want. I think I can use like a uniform, but Chronos Wiki compute shader. Compute shaders do not have output variables. If you wish to have the CS generate some output, you must use a resource to do so. So shader storage buffers and image load store operations are useful ways. Feel like you can use a texture though, right? I mean, you can use a you can use I mean, I could have like a random maximum texture, I guess, but I think just like a uniform should work. If it's just if the same uniform just exists in both the fragment shader and the compute shader, it should be fine. So I will call it u output max is equal to max, else uh, well, I don't think that even matters. So oops, because I do not have a u output max. I should comment that out now. Yeah. So fragment shader needs a uniform float u output max. And then the compute shader also needs this uniform float u output max. And then I don't even know if I need to do anything on the CPU for this. I set this now. Does this actually exist? No. um, using a uniform, we transfer data from compute shader to fragment. Fragment shader. Oops. That. I might have to actually allocate the buffer data in the. Yeah, that's rough. I think I need to actually I have to use a buffer storage to send this. Um, well, I could just for now I'm gonna use a magic pixel. That's what I'll do. So I'll use a magic pixel, which will just store the maximum value. Um, which will just be this exact pixel that I was saying before. So instead of using this uniform, we will use the magic pixel method. Because I don't want to do the storage buffer just yet. It's like a lot of annoying typing. So let's use the magic pixel. So why can I not do that? Maybe I can't do this comparison. Am I not allowed to do that? I mean, I could use the uniform and just read the uniform on the CPU, I guess. It's like get uniform, right? Turns the value of a uniform variable. So, okay, let's use the uniform method then. Um, that would be all of them. So if texel coordinate I think there's like a distance function, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if I can just do this equal. Maybe I can do the equal, but um vector. Oops. Um okay. So I can do I don't need to do that. I can do don't think that's allowed. So I can do any equal xor coordinate, xl coordinate in this one. Still doesn't like that. Not sure why. Um, Hmm. Oh, is that the problem? No, that is not the problem. What is the problem with that one, I wonder? Um, hmm. Oh, I mean, first of all, it shouldn't be any, it should be all, but that's besides the point. I don't think that's the problem. Um, I can try just writing this and see if I can actually spot what the error is, but that's not gonna help me. Um, the error spam is too fast. So, oops, I don't know what happened there. Oh, all. Still feel like I should be able to use the magic pixel method though. It's like complaining that this is here because I don't have the uniform. It's in like an unreachable branch or something. Hmm. Let's open main and start let's open this and get like get this uniform set up and see if that helps. I'd like to just be able to, I mean, I can just read this single value on the CPU and send it to the GPU. That would like, be fine. Except send it to the fragment shader, except this is like a different, it's gonna have like a different location on the fragment shader, which is kind of annoying. Um, yeah. Well, let's start with the stage. Oh, that wouldn't make sense though. I know there's like a rule about not doing there's a rule about doing stuff in the shader that, you know, there's certain things you're not allowed to just do. And this might be one of them. Hmm. This doesn't describe them here, but I've seen it's described elsewhere. Shared variables. Uh, but a uniform is also a shared variable. Oh, I see. You can have, but that doesn't seem to be a problem though. Wait, what? Doesn't make any sense. The OpenGL like wiki is just saying that. No, yeah, that doesn't make any sense. I have these right here. So, anyways, um, buffer object, work group, drawing. Conditionally executed. Oh yeah, this doesn't matter. This is not what I'm doing right now. Um, arbitrary image load and or other form must explicitly write to an image or a shader storage block. Don't know. I'm gonna try this reading out the max and just printing the max on the CPU and see if that works. Um, and I'll do that every 30 frames, every 60. Actually, I'll store it and print it out in this thing, which is maybe not visible on the stream. Yeah, it will not be visible on the stream. Okay. Well, anyways, I'll not print it there then. I'll make a separate line. So let us read this out. So we have no output max. Just actually, yeah, just output max. So we'll just ignore the stage 2. I need both of those. Okay, so I need both of those. And then this dumb thing, which I don't like at all, but I haven't found a better way of doing this yet. So this is in one. Output max. Oops. Okay. And that's also in shader 1. this is a fun way of getting a size of a static struct member if you don't have an instance of it, so you can use it in things like static assert. It's perfectly valid to just cast null to cast the null pointer to like the random type and just do this because it's like a static value. You're not actually reading this, so it looks really funny, but it's completely valid. So open main.c and close this and close this. So here in the compute shader, we're going to do a GL uniform 1 I GL uniforms dot stage 2, and we're going to write a 1. And then we're going to actually, no, we have to do this first. Wait, can I just wait, I think I can just, yeah, I can. I actually can just do this. I don't need to have multiple instances. A single one is fine. Yeah. We're gonna set this compute output max. And then after this, we will, still with that thing loaded, we will do GL, what's it, get uniform. And you have to pass it a pointer to store it there. Get uniform IV not unit from, and it will be oh, interesting. It's the program. That's really weird. Program location GL uniforms output max, and it takes a not IV, it's a float vector actually. And we are gonna store this outside the loop. F32 output max equals 0 and output max. We'll get that one, and then up here in our printing thing, we will just move down to here and just put output max. Oops. Out max, not output max. Cool. So let me just make sure I didn't do something ridiculous in OpenGL. Let's see. And then I called that variable, what did I call it? Yeah. Okay. Oh, that would explain the issue probably. Maybe not. Probably not, to be honest, because I thought I had this before. Um, what is the problem here? Why does this not want to, okay, maybe if I kill this quickly and it will just, okay. I should probably just close one of these windows for now and try this. I will use my horribly broken terminal emulator simply because it has scroll back. And it, even though it doesn't work properly yet, but that's fine. Um, uh, this is like a little bit gigantic, too gigantic. Okay. Error, assignment to read-only variable u output max. Okay, so the compute shader you cannot write to uniforms. You can only read from uniforms. And this is why I need my scroll back and not crappy ST, but anyways. I need to fix the other bugs in this terminal emulator first. So, okay, that answers that question. So, not do that, which means we have to we have to use an output storage buffer, which is kind of annoying. Yeah, I should probably fix that before I just spam everything with that. This isn't gonna work, but the stage 2 is fine. You need the stage 2. So we're going to delete that. And then we have to use a shared buffer object, a shader storage object, I mean, or another image. Let me just think. Which one is like the easier way? Wait, but can I just use the magic pixel? Why can't I use the magic pixel? Can I not rebuild this? Did not. Good. Is this growing? Am I like knows? Okay. Yeah, so output max. Oops, I should deleted that part of the output. Okay, so um let me try the magic pixel because I don't know why that would work, to be honest. Why does the magic pixel not work? Also, it should be just working. This is gone. This is fine. Magic pixel. There's only one instance in the second shader. No magic pixel allowed. Shouldn't have closed this one yet because I need to see what that is, why that's complaining. Oops. No matching function to error. Uh, good. Good, good, good. Is that gonna work now? No. Use like random arbitrary garbage that just happens when who knows why. Who knows why? I certainly don't know why. Uh, oh, and I need to actually store like a vector. I can't store a single float. Good, cool, fun. Um, okay, so am I storing a vec for? So be it. Okay, cool. Except, oh, oh no. Okay, GPU is not happy with whatever I just did there. GPU was really not happy about that. Um, yeah. Okay, that's not allowed. Whatever I just did is not a good idea. No magic pixel. No magic second stage. Was it just like the storing that was the problem though? That seems like weird. Because this was all like in here just fine. May I just see. Yeah, that's fine. Maybe this whole thing just gets optimized out if nothing happens with, since I'm not doing anything with this max value. I know like the shaders like to do some like pretty crazy optimization and just delete everything they possibly can. So, um, yeah. So that idea is not gonna work. I don't want to read the data and find the maximo on the CPU though. That's like gonna be so bad. Okay, let's delete this. Uh, well, let's just comment out this part of the code for now. Shouldn't have been like that slow though, because there's not even that many. Like I've made this really small. It's only 64 by 64 by 64, so it's like not that big. But anyways, I'm gonna comment out that part of the code for now. Um, I'll have to think about this part more, I think, but I can still do the normalization. So if I just, you know, imagine I've somehow got the correct value into the fragment shader, which is, it'll just be defined by me here in a second. So let's just build this and open this one without that stuff. What did I do here? This one. There we go. So let's just assume we know what the maximum value is, which is going to be 1. Um, wait, why is this not... I just added 1 to all of this. Why is this like... Oh no, sorry, right. It's the reason why there's like dark pixels and light pixels is because there's like some blending. I'm on like a slice that's like between two slices in the texture, and because the fragment shader just has the fragment shader is using a sampler, you it's just gonna like interpolate values between there. So there's like a slice that has some black not set pixels and then some red pixels, and it's making like a doing like an interpolation. Um, so that's that. Now, let's just assume that somehow we've gotten here a constant float max value is equal to 1.8, which it is right now. Then we can go ahead and write this code that does the normalize. And it's fairly straightforward. So let us do, so we get our value here. Then we want to do val equals log of val over max val u. And then that is going to give us a bunch of negative. Okay, so well, max over max value would just work, but the log part is actually going to need some thought, I think. So there's like the I should make sure these are like set properly. So that's showing up again, and if I comment out this line, it will be completely red. But I should just make sure that these are all That's not quite what I'm looking for. That's just right. And then I guess this is like technically exactly correct. Um, in that case, okay. See, the log 10, doing the log 10 of this isn't gonna work. 'Cause it's gonna be like, the values are gonna be negative. Yeah, cannot do that. Because it's gonna be like 0 is the maximum value, and then uh, you have to like do like some remapping into like an actual color space. Hmm, how would I do that? So you'd have like a color map, I guess, and it's gonna map a dB scale to a. Let's just write it, I think. I can write like a function that does that. Let's make it a vec4 color map. dB color map. That's gonna take a float dB. Then um if let's just do 3 ranges for now. Except, well, should be fine. What's like the lerp function on the GPU? Is it just called lerp? Um, pretty sure there's a lerp. There's like not it's not step or smooth step. Um, there's no like lerp or interpolate. Thought there was like a lerp. I mean, I can obviously just write lerp, but I was like, I was fairly certain there was lerp on the GPU for some reason. Well, there's like smooth step, so maybe I can use smooth step instead of lerp. Smooth step does like a Hermite interpolation, which is like close to uh, cubic. Yeah, let's do it this way. So but it's always going to be okay, so let's say that value is greater than 10 dB, then ret equals um, smooth step Yeah, let's just do okay, I just have to type it to be honest. um so for these greater values we'll use red. So edge 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0. Edge 2 is um sorry, this should be 0. This should just be all 0. And then vec for 1, 0, 0, 0. Oops. Wait, how did that even, what? That's not valid code. Why did that happen? Oh, if it's like being called, so who cares? Anyways, um, yeah, so lerp, and then specifies the lower edge of the Hermite function, specifies the source value for interpolation. But x should be between 0 and 1. So um, I uh, should add 10 and then divide by 10. Or val over 10 plus 1. Oh, but the type needs to be the same. This is a little annoying. I don't know why I'm having difficulty with this right now. Just brain. So 0, 1. What happened here? Why is that complaining? Smooth stab 0. I think you can just use like a flow, right? Specifies the lower edge. Oh, I didn't have a value. Duh. That's in the other function. So I wish it would not just like die like that. It was really annoying. Okay, so if it's like that, we'll smooth step the red. Um, if it is between dB is less than equal to minus 10, dB is greater than minus 20, we'll specify the green channel. dB over should be adding the lower bound sorry, so dB is like between 20. So if it's like 20 and you divide it by this, and then you add a -2, and you have to add, so it should be over 20 plus, should we find? And then if, well, I don't know if these values are like really valid right now, but um in this case we have to do some dumb like clamping basically. We gotta clamp dB over 30 plus. Well, yeah. Don't need this dot x. I don't know why I'm doing that. And then we'll just clamp this to 0, 1. Okay, and then we'll do this. dB color map value. Right. No, it's not right. So that is all still 0. Okay, so that is not a good anything. Um, wait. Let me just remind myself how to do math. That would be cool. So log like 0.5. Yeah, it gives you like a negative value, right? And also I need to like multiply this by 10, this log value. Oh, and also I'm not even taking a log value, so that would explain part of the problem. Good. Yeah, there we go. It's just an awful color map. Yeah, because the values are like really close together, so they're all gonna fall in this close to red range. So that's why this is like such an awful color map. Also, I don't know about this. Yeah. So this is like not good thresholds for this, but I don't know if there's like a better, would be like a better I mean, what would be better would be to actually set these to be different dB ranges. That would actually be better. So this one, it doesn't matter. This other one, we want between like -10 and like this, and then this one we want like this. Not quite. They're like more. But that one's like gonna get clamped. So um oh wait, the rest of these don't need to get added to either, because maybe they do. Oh, that is giving like the blue. Yes. Very good. Um, what would be what are like the values I want here? Because I just want to like between those and then lerp it. I mean, maybe I don't need the lerp it, but uh 10 times log 10 of 0.01 would be -20. So 0.05 would be maybe not 0.05, maybe like 0.02 is better. Hard is this anyways? So that's gonna be like right in the middle between, not right in the middle, but okay, and then it's like -16 dB, so that's fine. And then for this other one, 0.0, maybe 0.15 or something instead. Or 0.025 is still like fine. And then when we go and add the one, our maximum value is that. So then when we go and add the one to that, so now what I have is 0.02 plus the 1 divided by the max, which was like 1.8. Oh yeah, that's like really screwing up the... That's like really screwing up the dynamic range of that. So, let's just do this without the max value for now, just to check that this makes sense. I need to go back up to this and get rid of this stupid max value part. Okay. That is not quite correct though, right? Um, Also, why am I doing this? So dB is negative, so just divide by the negative. What am I even doing? Well, that's not the not the thing we're looking for. Um, but um, like, oops, I need to probably go soon, I think. So, you just think if I can come up with like a quick method to get a nicer. If it's less than 20, and we were saying it's between that, so I mean, this should be like smooth step should be giving me like a decent value, so I'm not sure why it's like why it's going weird. Yeah, it's just equivalent. So what is the background anyway? Like, why is the background like that? Background should just be 0. Um, so it's 0, 0 in dB is big negative. Right. Okay. That would explain this. We'll just do the greater than 30. So that'll get rid of that part. Get rid of that part. So we were like partially getting some weird rainbow thing going on the edge of the texture, but that's not like the best. I guess like probably I maybe should use like slightly different bounds for this. Maybe not quite 0. Maybe we want something like a bit bigger. I don't know why that made the red do that, to be honest. Am I using like this function wrong, maybe? Smooth step. Hermite interpolation when edge 0 is less than x and edge 1 is greater than x. Edge 0 dB is greater than dB has to be like less than 0 always, so dB greater than 10 means that uh dB divided by minus 10 will give us a value between 0 and 1. Oh, which means that, yeah, which means that this is not gonna always be correct. So that would explain that part. Um, right. But also these aren't like that close. So let me just, I don't need this clamp here actually anymore. I deleted that part of the code. So you have to be strictly greater than that, so that's fine. I don't need the clamp. And then down here, what if we choose some slightly better values? So if we choose this, why is that like still not? Oh, Why does like the green part go weird? Like this part is the middle part should be the green part. I want to make it like, why is that like setting the blue part? What is wrong with my terrible math up here? Okay, let us first negate this. So if dB is less than 10, if dB is less than 10, we want to make it red. dB is between, dB is greater than equal to 10, and dB is less than equal to 20. Good, I broke my thing. If dB is greater than equal to 20, and dB is less than or equal to is less than a 30. I don't know about this smooth step. Let's do not smooth step and see how that goes, because why is that like, why, I don't know why the green is so weird. Yeah, I don't know what's happening with the green part. What is like the center being set to? This stupid weird thing. The center is supposed to be the blue part. Really low dB. The green part, the green part, which is supposed to be where the blue is currently showing up, is not showing up. But the edge is turning green, so well, that is it anyways for for now. I'll just swap the yeah. Oh well. That's okay. Um I don't know why that's doing that. Yeah. Oh well. So what did I actually change today? So we got this thing, we did some learning. We found out that doing this with a single compute shader instance and this store causes the GPU to do some weird locking up. It was not happy with me doing that. So we learned that. So I have to figure out a different way of calculating the maximum. And then we learned that we can't send a bool from the compute, or sorry, a uniform from the compute shader to the fragment shader. And I need to make a better color map. And yeah, cool. That is good to know. It's really weird. Really, really weird that this color is giving this weird edge. The green's only showing up for this weird part. But oh well, it's fine. Actually, one other thing I can just quick check quickly. So go back to this max value. We didn't add that because we don't need to normalize it, but no, it doesn't fix the problem. I really don't understand that at all. That's really weird. Let's do this as well. Get rid of this. Cool. So that is that. We got 2 viewers, so maybe we can find someone to raid. Let us go to the nice software and game development category and see who is live. Hmm. Who to raid? Who to raid? Let's check this out. We're gonna getting hit with Adge. Adge is no fun. C++ Vulkan game dev. C Vulkan game dev. This looks interesting. Maybe I'll send a raid over here. Got me. Do this. You know what? He might be. I think he's done streaming. To be honest, it kind of sounds like he's wrapping up as well. So we will go back to this other streamer who is doing what? That person's not doing anything interesting either, so yeah. Oh well, we'll just call it for now, I think, because not seeing anyone else doing anything too interesting in the old game dev. So cool. Thanks everyone for watching, and I will see you all next time.